Regional play and have watched a lot of Mississippi State video, and they're just such a great team. Coach Ricketts has done such a great job here, and just really preparing for this weekend and for some tough competition. So excited to be here and excited to compete.
Okay.
Mr. Organizer, we don't see Caitlin, and we can't.
I got you.
Help you very much.
You good?
All right. Question for student athletes? Danny P.
Carly, Danny Smith from the Starkville Daily News. Just talk about, I've noticed the team has hit a lot of home runs this year. Just talk about the offense in general and how y'all have produced over the year and how that's really helped the team.
Yeah, I think our offense has been really strong and consistent all year, and I think we did a good job of stringing hits together last weekend, and obviously it did come down to the long ball, but I think our offense has been really good this year, so we just got to keep it going.
Parrish.
Parrish Alford with the Daily Journal in Tupelo. For Carly and Hannah, please. 8 conference wins in the regular season, then you guys zipped through the regional undefeated. What was different about your play in the regional?
Personally, it doesn't matter what the conference, what our record is. I think the time is right now, and the end game is here, and I think we're just ready to go.
Yeah, I think we definitely learned a lot from conference play, but we're happy to be here, and I think we're just focusing on the present. So. I think we went through a lot of ups and downs, but it definitely taught us how to work together as a team, and I think that we want to see the payoff here in postseason. So,
John.
Hey, this is for both of y'all. John Sokoloff with WCBI TV in Columbus. What was your reaction when you found out that you would be playing Mississippi State and that they also had, pulled off the biggest upset one of the biggest upsets in college softball history? What was your reaction to that, and how did that kind of change your approach?
Well, after we won our game against Missouri, we were actually able to watch the end of their game against Florida State, so we kind of all found out together that we would be playing Mississippi State. So it didn't really matter who we got. I mean, we're going to prepare either way and be ready for this weekend. So.
I never would have thought that we played Mississippi, but I'm very fortunate, and they're a great team, but we're going to go out there and compete.
Anybody else? Robbie.
Robbie Falk with 247 Sports. This is for both of y'all if you want to answer. But so I've seen some pictures of y'all around town, and what's your experience been like in Starkville? What's been one of your favorite eating places so far?
So far, me personally, I really like the place Nukes. I really love them. We've been there for 3 days now, and I've been getting the same thing. Wish we had that in Tucson.
Yeah, same thing. So.
Anybody else? All right. All right. Does anybody have any questions on Zoom?
Yeah, my name is Jason Barr with the ABC station in Tucson. One player is cut off, and we can't see the other player, and there's a terrible echo, and we can't record. So this isn't working out too great, to be honest with you. We can just use the sound bites that the University of Arizona did a couple days ago. Is there any way I can record this, or are you going to make that available? How's that going to work?
I'm working on it.
Okay. Yeah, because if it's newspaper, it's fine. But if I can't record it, I can't do much with it.
All right. Anybody else have any questions?
Yeah. So Hannah, what have you been eating every day?
So far it's been Nukes here. I've been having the club sandwich. It's my all-time favorite right now, but I'm going to keep it going.
Definitely, now you have a superstition.
Yeah,
That's
for
good.
sure. Yep, had it today, so we're ready to go.
And what else have you guys been doing to sort of fill your time in between practice and watching film and doing, I know that stuff is limited this week of what you can do, how much time you can spend. So what other fun things have you
We've definitely had like a lot of team meals together, which is always fun. But we got to stop off at the store the other day and we picked up some games. We've been playing Taboo and doing puzzles together, so it's been a lot of fun.
My question is for Coach Key. Certainly you punched all the right buttons as far as your pitching staff in the regional. How much are you going by analytics, and how much are you going by just the fact that softball has a heartbeat and how well you know your players?
I think the latter for sure. I think, Bo and Dev have really wanted the ball and have trusted their stuff as of late. And really Maddie and Jesse too, but they've made my job easy because they go out there and they compete and they go right at hitters. So that's a coach's dream because then, no matter who you give the ball to, you have confidence that they're going to get the job done.
Does anybody have any more questions for the student athletes?
They have to go warm up. Sorry.
I have one for Scoop. They make a big deal about how hitting out in Arizona is easier because of the air. But you guys got some time in Missouri to deal with different conditions. Do you think it makes that much difference?
I think like from the hitter side, like our biggest concern is focusing on hitting line drives and getting hard hits. So I mean, if the ball ends up flying out of the park, then that's great. But yeah, we're just want hard hits. So.
Any more questions? All right, you ladies can go. We'll take
Thank
questions
you.
for Coach. We'll take questions from the local media here first. Theo?
Coach, you have two unseeded teams playing in this regional. What does that say about the parity in this sport and the fact that you guys both had these great upsets last weekend?
It's exciting to me. I just think, man, our conferences have prepared us for these moments, and them competing in the SEC against the best competition and us competing in the Pac-12 against the best competition. And really it's anyone's game, and it's who shows up that day. And, for them to take down a really good Florida State team, they're scrappy, they pitched well, and, they played good defense. So I think, it's going to be a tough weekend, and we need to be ready to compete.
John?
Players were saying that you guys were watching the end of that Mississippi State-Florida State game. I mean, obviously, rightfully so. You want to see who you're playing up against. But what was kind of the reaction when you and your team found out you were playing Mississippi State? Was it somewhat of a sense of relief that you didn't have to go to Tallahassee to play the number 2 overall seed in the country? And how have you kind of been approaching this?
I don't think it will ever be a sense of relief. And I think, for us, it's always been about playing our game, and if we can show up as Arizona. And a lot of the focus when we go into practice and when we go into preparing is, how do we compete with our game versus anyone else? And yeah, it would have been 2 very different looks to prepare for, but, when Mississippi State comes down and takes down Florida State, your eyes get big and you say, wow, they're playing well at the right time. And we're playing well at the right time too, so I think it's going to be an exciting series.
Jason?
Coach Jason Crowder, WFCA Radio here in Mississippi. You mentioned pitching just a moment ago. Someone asked about it on Zoom. I couldn't really hear their question, but pitching was a strong point in the Columbia Regional. What do you attribute to pitching improving on the back end of the season?
They've been battle tested, and some of our pitchers have gone through, some tough times. And let me tell you, in conference, there is some good hitting in the Pac-12. And when you get through that conference, you are battle tested, and there's not a lot that you haven't seen. So, it's a true testament to them that they didn't let it break them, and they let it make them stronger. And I've never seen, Hannah Bowen and Devin Netz trust their stuff as much as I did last weekend. And I think really it's the leadership of Hannah Bowen, because I don't know that Devin has that game if Hannah didn't show her the way. And I think that's when kind of what we've been missing so far is, here's how it's done, now follow me. And I think that's what we saw last weekend.
Danny P?
Coach asked Carly about the offense and hitting a home run. She said you just try to hit the ball hard. Is that how you would describe the offense?
Yeah. Well, when you're as strong as Carly, usually those balls leave the yard if you hit it hard. But, I think they compete their tails off. I think we have a lot of different looks offensively, which bodes well for us. We've got speed. We've got people who have different strength with different zones. But really, they're looking to do damage every single time they step up to the plate. And I think, their confidence is in the right spot. And when you have someone really setting the tone in the circle that translates to defense, it translates to energy on offense. And I thought that's what we had clicking last weekend, was all facets of the game really just clicking at the same time.
Theo?
Theo DeRosa, Commercial Dispatch. You and Coach Ricketts both kind of played around the same time for big name programs. Now you're newish head coaches in college softball. What do you think of the job that she's done here in Starkville?
She's fantastic, and talk about an athletic family. I mean, just comes from a great background, has played for the best, and now gets to coach with the best, and I feel like has only gotten better since she's been here. And offensively, wow, she's done great things, and I think her coaching circle that she has around her is so strong too, and I know she utilizes that. So just so much respect for her and what she's been able to do, and really just the human being she's able to touch every year, which is very cool, because you want to see people leave better than the way they come in. So just a lot of respect for her and what she's doing.
Any more questions in the room? All right, let's turn it over to Zoom. Anybody got any questions over there? All right, we'll go to Eric Lopez.
Coach, good to talk to you again. I'm curious, what went through your mind when that last out was made and you realized you won a regional? And, Missouri is such a tough place there, considering everything y'all been through.
It was a lot. It was a lot of emotions all at once. I think, this year hit us hard in a lot of ways, and we got knocked down on our tail for a little bit, and we had a choice, and we had a choice to get up and fight and kind of choose each other and this team and what we knew our potential was, or we could break. And I'm very proud of the fight that they put in for each other. And I think that's why we're sitting in this position today. And I'm not sure, had we not been tested early in the season, that we would still be sitting here.